Hello friends, today we will review Chapter 6 Incrementalism from Modern Software Engineering, written by Dave Farley. When developers move from waterfall methodology to agile methodology, one thing one difficulty they face is how to divide their work in different iterations. We are so used to doing work start to end. Making a incremental progress to the work is very difficult for a lot of programmers. We are not used to thinking breaking our work that is meaningful. The main idea of a iteration in agile is you produce some work which has some value, which can be useful. So a lot of things we have to put a report and we think, oh, report, we have to give the report. It has to have filtering criteria. Filtering criteria should involves lot of parameter. We should be able to export to Excel, PDF. It should have some cool capabilities. So it's very difficult for us to divide work meaningful in iterations. Another thing is from Agile, a lot of developers thinks, oh, it gives a lot of value to end customers. It gives a lot of value to business stakeholders. Okay, they are getting feedback. They are seeing work after every iteration. What is there for me? Why I have to work so hard? Breaking a work in 5 iteration is more work for developers. They have to test it, deploy it after every iteration. They think they can be more effective just producing the whole feature after taking 2 months and just deploying once. So a lot of heartburn comes to the programmers that they feel that what is there for them. So in this chapter he deals very nicely how important iteration is, how important incremental work in iteration is for engineers also. One architecture approach which helps you to build incremental work is modularity. What is modularity? In modularity, you build work in modules. You add work one module over another module. You can think of module as gun manufacturing. Before Civil War in America, that gun manufacturing used to be work of a skilled craftsman. So a skilled craftsman build a whole gun. But in Civil War II, there was demand of lot of rifles. Those they started building modules or componentization approach. So somebody will build a pipe for the gun. Somebody will build a trigger. Somebody will build holder, and afterwards you assemble. So benefit of this modular approach was somebody working on the pipe, he can work on the pipe without caring how somebody will build the trigger, as long he kept the interfaces there for the trigger, for the holder, it worked properly. That's what we need to think of incremental work. Somebody gives us gun, we can start with a pipe has a value, we can sell the component by itself. So the same way, if somebody is giving you a report, maybe you can start with the important elements of the report which are very meaningful, and then add the criteria, and then add export to Excel, PDF capability. Like he gives a very good example of in Apollo rocket programs, each department is working on their modules. The benefit of modules are you can scale it. Multiple people can work on different modules, as long you define a boundaries, you define how these modules are going to work with each other. You don't have to care about other modules. If somebody is building a sales component and other one is building a inventory component, as long they know how these modules gonna interact with each other, which interfaces, they don't care anything about else. So this is very powerful mechanism. Finally, he talks talks about incremental design. Lot of times we don't know how we gonna deliver something. We don't know how the thing we're gonna work. We know some parts of the work. There may be a very complex report. There may be complex application. We don't know how it's gonna work ultimately, but we know some part. So in iteration, we can work on those parts which are meaningful. We can start with the simple modules and build complexity on the top of that. Dave gives some tips, like a lot of people call him 10x developer, and how he works. He makes sure that he's working on simple things. He's working on iteratively. He's building on the top of simple things, making he's making if something becomes very complex, he makes sure that it's simple. He makes sure that he defines interfaces. His component have good separation of concerns. They are talking to each other through interfaces, and he writes tests to validate his code. So that is what it takes to become a 10x developer. Long time back I made a video. A professor came with the idea, oh, there's no 10x developers. I would put, if you want to check my video, I'll put a link down. Check out that video. So Dave is called 10x developer, and he gives some tips how he does his coding to become 10x developer. So it's okay, we don't know all the answers. We know some answers, and we can work on incrementally while acquiring the knowledge to work on the some things which we don't know, and finally deliver a successful product. So friends, today we discussed incrementalism, how developers in modern software engineering use incrementalism to learn stuff, to deliver successful projects. So friends, if you like this video, watch my other videos in modern software engineering playlist. Also like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel for your regular updates. Connect with me on LinkedIn and Twitter, especially LinkedIn. If you like small summaries of the videos, I will be posting lot of small summaries of videos on LinkedIn. Thanks again.